Hello again, guys. So, I posted my Captain America the Winter Soldier review. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But this video, I'm going to be talking about the spoilers. So, if you haven't seen the movie, short story is, go see the movie. Like, right now. You're still here. Go see it. But if you have seen it, or you just don't care about spoilers, then by all means, stick around. So, Captain America the Winter Soldier starts off with Cap going on this mission. When he's on the mission, he is just beating ass to each other. He flips his hand, someone goes flying off the boat. He's got this power kick, like, Captain America's a badass. I already knew that, but in this movie, you really tell he's a badass. I think the biggest spoiler I can talk about is the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier, as we know, is Cap's best friend Bucky from the first movie. You know the scene where he fell off the train? That kind of reminds me of the Uncharted 2 scene, the train. It's a scene from Uncharted 2. Just go play the game, you'll see. But yeah, the Winter Soldier is Bucky, Captain America's friend. And when I first saw the trailer and it was like, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, I was like, oh, sweet, I wonder who that is. Like, I didn't actually want to know who it was, but I was curious of who the Winter Soldier was, not who he really was behind the mask. So I went on Google and I searched up Winter Soldier, and then went on Wikipedia. It's like, oh yeah, Winter Soldier is Bucky, and I'm like, well, I didn't want to know that, so it was kind of spoiled for me. But at the same time, when you first see Cap's face when he realizes it's Bucky, you're just like, holy shit, Cap's not happy. You could really tell in Cap's face, like, I thought he was gonna cry at one point. He was like, Bucky? He was shocked out of his mind. And Nick Fury? I didn't really talk much about Nick Fury in my spoiler-free review. I mentioned him, but there's a reason why. About half hour into the movie, Nick Fury dies. Like, literally. Gets blown up and his heart stops. But he did not die. He came back to life, and I gotta say, out of all the Marvel movies, this movie is my favorite Nick Fury movie of all time. That's how great Nick Fury's in it. I couldn't say that in my spoiler-free review, because if you watched it and then go saw the movie and was like, well, Tyson said he was awesome and he's dead, so, oh, he mustn't be dead then. So I couldn't say that, but Nick Fury was awesome in this movie. Now, about the story spoilers. Story is Hydra, from the first movie, the Nazi supervillain group thingy. Hydra is in this movie. And this whole time, in all these Marvel movies, you know how S.H.I.E.L.D. has been in part of them? Hydra has been behind everything. Yeah, Hydra has been in S.H.I.E.L.D. planning everything. S.H.I.E.L.D. has not been in control this whole time. It's always been Hydra behind. How they did it? Well, you know that doctor who served the Red Skull? What they did was they put his brain in some computer, and it's a long story. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to bore you, but Hydra is behind everything from the beginning. Hydra caused Tony Stark, aka Iron Man's parents' death. They were behind that because apparently Iron Man's dad was getting tipped off, like, I think Hydra's still here and, doing shit. And Hydra tried to take out Nick Fury, which they failed, of course, because it's Nick Fury. They're not going to kill off Nick Fury. I'm going to be completely honest, though. When they killed off Nick Fury and I didn't know, I was like, I actually think that he's dead. Because Cap's outfit in this movie, it's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. outfit from the comics. So you're like, well, maybe Captain America's going to be taking Nick Fury's place, it seems. But then he came back, so I was like, oh, okay. Oh, and at the end of the movie, Captain America, he gets his old suit back. Like, not the old suit, but the first Avenger suit from the first Captain America movie. I love that suit. Out of all the suits from first Avenger, The Avengers, and Winter Soldier, that one's my favorite, and I'm glad he got it back. The chemistry between the characters in this movie was awesome. Like, Captain America and Black Widow, best chemistry ever. For example, they're in the mall trying to evade the douchebags, and Black Widow turns to Cap, and she's like, kiss me. And he's like, what? And he's like, public affections display. Public affection, something. They had the kiss because it. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyways, So the guy would turn around because it displeases him. I don't know why I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But anyways, they kiss and the guy turns around, just like he said. I like stuff like that, common sense. Because you know how in movies when people are trying to be undercover, or they always put like a hood up or a ball cap, and they're like, you can't tell who I am. I'm gonna walk off camera. It's not like this. They actually use common sense to avoid. Like they're walking through the mall and she's like, put your arm around me and laugh at something I said. And they do it, and the guy doesn't notice. You don't just put a ball cap on and go, you can't tell who I am because I'm wearing a hat now in this scene. I hate it when movies do that. It's stupid. It makes the supervillains and the bad guys look stupid. Alright, now I'm going to be talking about the end credits spoilers. So at the end of the movie, Captain Winter Soldier, they obviously go head to toe and fight, and Cap's like, Bucky, you know who I am, I'm your friend. And Winter Soldier's just like, stop calling me that. And he's like, and by the end, Winter Soldier's stuck behind this bar, and he can't lift it up because it's a pretty heavy bar. It's like the size of a plane or something. Cap lifts it up, he gets out, and you can tell the Winter Soldier's like, alright, I'm not going to kill you now. I'm going to kick the living piss out of you because I hate you, but I'm not going to kill you. I kind of saw that after that, because afterwards Cap's like, I'm not going to fight you. Winter Soldier, he kicks Cap's ass. He's like, you are my mission! He just starts kicking the living shit out of Cap, and Cap's not fighting back because it's Bucky. He's not going to fight back. But I knew Winter Soldier wasn't going to kill him. I knew he was just like, yeah, I'm going to kick the shit out of you because you fucking ruined everything. I lost my job now. You took out my employer. I have no job now. I'm just kidding. And so Cap drops his shield, and then the helicarrier explodes or whatever. Cap falls in. You think he's going to die. Not really. It's just a cliche movie moment. Winter Soldier saves him, and he just walks off. Like, literally. He saves Cap, and he's like, and he just walks off camera, walks off screen, and it goes black or whatever. And so anyways, at the end of this movie, there is no S.H.I.E.L.D. no more. S.H.I.E.L.D. is gone, because before the final battle, Cap's like, no, we're not just taking out Hydra. We're taking everything out. S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra, they're all the same. Like I said in my spoiler-free review about Cap and S.H.I.E.L.D. having their disagreements on what's right, Cap's like, no, S.H.I.E.L.D. has to go, Hydra has to go, it all has to go. So there's no more S.H.I.E.L.D. So what's going to happen in future Marvel movies? Or even the TV show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is it like canceled now? I haven't seen an episode for weeks since Winter Soldier came out. I think the show's canceled because there's no S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe this week there'll be an episode, but there is no S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore. And I'm not just saying like, oh, they're going to rebuild it. No. Nick Fury burns everything left of S.H.I.E.L.D. All the secrets are released on the internet because Black Widow released them to save the world, and there's no more S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Marvel Universe. I mean, yeah, someone's probably commenting like, oh, Tyson, they're obviously going to come back, just now the world knows about it. But literally, there's no S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. is gone after this movie. It's destroyed. Everything about S.H.I.E.L.D.'s on the internet, like I said, and... Alright, now, you know, the Marvel movies have the post-credits scenes, like you watch a bit of the credits and it's like, oh, here's another scene for the next movie. There's two of them. There's one in between and there's one at the end. The one at the end is not a big deal, but I'm going to talk about the one in between because that's the one that really matters. It shows Hydra again. So obviously, Cap did not destroy all of Hydra. There's still Hydra out there. And it shows Baron von Strucker. If you're a fan of the comics, you know who that is. If you're not, well, let's just say he's the new leader of Hydra. You know how the Red Skull was the leader of Hydra in the first movie? Well, Baron von Strucker took his place. So it shows Baron von Strucker, he's talking to these Hydra guys, and he's talking to them about how S.H.I.E.L.D. and Cap beat them. He's like, no need to worry. We have one of them. And you're like, one of what? And you see Loki's scepter. You know the spear he had in the Avengers? And I always wondered, because I watched Thor the Dark World, I'm like, how come he doesn't have a scepter? Where'd it go? Hydra has it. He has the scepter, and in the scepter is one of the Infinity Gems. Yeah, and the Infinity Gauntlet. Oh, and if you don't know by now, you know the Tesseract, the cube from the Avengers? That was one of the Infinity Gems. And then in Thor the Dark World, that stuff that made Jane Foster go sick, that black-red thing that the Dark Elves wanted, that's also another soul gem. So we have 3 of the Infinity Gauntlet Soul Gems. We know where they are. One of them's in Asgard, one of them the Collector has, now one of them Hydra has. Guys, I'm so excited for future Marvel movies now. They're doing the Infinity Gauntlet with Thanos. Like, as a comic book nerd, I'm geeking out so much. Like, I love Marvel movies. I'm gonna be completely honest. As for the comics, I love DC. But for movies, Marvel all the way. The only DC movies I really like are the Dark Knight trilogy and Man of Steel. That's because those are the only DC comic book movies out there. So anyways, back to Captain America. And so Baron von Strucker, after he talks about the Loki scepter, he continues walking. He's like, they think they've won. They have no idea what's coming. We have the twins. And you're like, oh, what's the twins? And it shows Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Quicksilver is in the movie. And if you don't know why I'm so surprised, it's because Quicksilver is from X-Men. X-Men. So I'm just wondering, like, is X-Men now going to be part of the Avengers? Like, how awesome is that? And plus, X-Men Days of Future Past, the movie, it's coming out this year, and Quicksilver's in it. So, it gets my head spinning with ideas for all these movies, and oh, I'm just so excited. Is X-Men part of the Avengers now? Just, oh my god. And Scarlet Witch, she's hot. We didn't see a lot of her. We saw like 5 seconds, but she's hot. She's like Black Widow. But anyways, and then that scene ends and then it's more credits. But this just got my head thinking, wouldn't it be awesome if in the next Avengers, all the Avengers from the first movie, and then we have War Machine, Falcon, Bucky, and then out of nowhere you see Wolverine and Spider-Man come in. How awesome would that be? If I was a supervillain, I would never mess with planet Earth. I would never mess with this planet. It'd be like, haha, I'm gonna take you. Holy fuck, it's a team of superheroes. Get the fuck out of here. I would never mess with Earth with that team. Like, I'm so excited for future Marvel movies now. I think the next one is The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but that really has nothing to do with this. Then X-Men Days of Future Past. I want to see Quicksilver. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's probably just going to be a little tease of Thanos. But next year, what comes out next year? Does The Avengers 2 come out next year? It's either next. I think it's next year. The Avengers 2. Guys, I'm so excited. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Go see it. This movie is awesome. 5 out of 5. I love this movie. I'm sorry my reviews are a little late for it. I've been really busy. I had spring break and a lot of shit going on in my life, but better late than never. Oh, and also, the last scene of the movie, after all the credits, it shows the Winter Soldier at a museum, and it's like a shrine to Bucky. It's not really a shrine, but anyways, it has a memorial for Bucky, and he's reading it, and then he realizes who he is again. So that was like the final scene. It was, no offense though, to Marvel movies, no post-credit scene has been as good as when I saw the first Iron Man, and Nick Fury was there saying, "You're part of the Avengers." That was the best for me. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I know I have like 6 subscribers now, and I've only posted like 2 videos. You guys are the best. Thank you. It's because of you guys I'm going to keep posting videos and keep doing what I'm doing. You guys are awesome. And comment below. Let me know what you think about this video, about the movie, about the spoilers. What are your ideas for future Marvel movies? What would you like to see Marvel do in any movie? Like if they had to add something, or just post below about Marvel shit. Just go Marvel crazy on my chat on this video. If you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, then click that subscribe button to see more. Thanks for watching.